We're live in Abuja, and this is the news at 10 on NTA News 24. I'm Comfort Modu. Let's begin with some of the trending stories at this time. Senate reconvenes a plenary after 10 weeks of annual recess, attends to matters of urgent importance.
We must revisit the constitutional amendment, where policies raise our people.
ECOWAS ministerial meeting ongoing in Abuja. Review of equitable guidelines for ECOWAS Commission on agenda. A new dawn at INEC as Professor Mahmoud Yakubu ends tenure.
And from that same, in the interim, I am handing over to one of the most senior national commissioners by date of appointment.
Agricultural Performance Survey. Nigerians' food production increases despite challenges. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has accepted the resignation of Geoffrey Uche Nnaji, the Minister of Innovation, Science and Technology. And following some allegations against him, President Tinubu appointed Nnaji in August 2023. He resigned in a letter thanking the president for allowing him to serve Nigeria. And the president, in a statement, thanked Nnaji for his service and wished him well in future endeavors. Away from that, Senate reconvenes plenary after 10 weeks of annual recess. And President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, while presiding over the session, urged his colleagues to be steadfast in the discharge of constitutional responsibilities to make the Federation stronger, governance efficient, and democracy more inclusive. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that letters from President Tinubu requesting Senate's confirmation of appointees were read at the commencement of the plenary.
The arrival of the Senate's leadership signaled the beginning of another legislative session. Godswill Akpabio, in an address, reassures Nigerians that Senate will remain open, accountable and responsive as it gives the executive necessary support in the ongoing reforms for a better Nigeria.
We must legislate with boldness. We must give the youths of Nigeria not only hope, but opportunities. We must revisit the constitutional amendment. Where policies raise our people, we shall learn our strength. Where policies tend to imperil them, we shall speak out on their behalf.
Communications from President Tinubu that had piled up during the annual recess were all presented and referred to the relevant committees for further legislative action. 6 of the letters were requests for confirmation of appointments into agencies of government. 2 other letters were notification of presidential assent to bills from the National Assembly, while the remaining contained explanation on why the president declined assent to 2 bills. Plenary featured second reading of Bill to amend Passport Act 2025, part of which prescribes withdrawal of international passport for a period of 10 years from any Nigerian citizen that is convicted for a crime outside the country.
To discourage the perpetration of crime by our citizens and to redeem the image of our country.
To serve as a deterrence to other Nigerians from committing crimes in foreign jurisdictions.
Tighten the process of acquiring Nigerian passport and make sure that at least those who really need Nigerian passports are issued.
So when a Nigerian goes to mess up the image of the country, such a Nigerian should not just go to prison and be deported to Nigeria. Such a person should actually lose the international passport for at least 10 years, or 10 to 20 years.
Bill to amend Federal Medical Centers Act, forwarded from the House of Representatives for concurrence, was also passed.
To provide for the establishment of additional federal medical centers across the country.
Meanwhile, Senator Natasha Akpoti-Oduaghan also joined her colleagues at plenary, having served the 6 months of suspension. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And President Bola Tinubu has requested the approval of the House of Representatives for the federal government to raise $2.34 billion in new external borrowing, part of which is to finance the 2025 budget deficit and refinance maturing Eurobonds. And the president is also seeking approval for a standalone Sukuk loan of $500 million in the domestic capital market to finance critical road projects. Let's get details of this from the National Assembly correspondent, Mitairi Ikben.
The lawmakers are fresh from annual recess, and Speaker Abbas Tajuddin serves notice that bills on constitution review, particularly regarding security and electoral reforms, are top priority.
Our goal is to make elections less contentious and litigious, lower their cost through single-day voting, and make the process of party primaries more democratic and inclusive.
President Tinubu's requests to implement new external borrowing include 1.84 trillion naira for part financing of the 2025 budget deficit, as well as accessing aggregate external capital of $2.3 billion and a $500 million Sukuk loan.
The House of Representatives may wish to note that 2025 Appropriation Act provides for 9,276,348,934 naira as new borrowings to finance the 2025 budget deficit.
Lawmakers expressed concern over renewed bandit attacks in parts of Niger and Kwara states.
Note the recent attack on the people of Rabah, Salka, Tungamongoro and Ibeto communities by bandit and cow rustlers.
Further note the tragic incident on Sunday, 28 September 2025 in Okeode, which were about 15 persons, including 11 forest guards, and Bale of Ogbayo, among others, were killed by armed bandits.
The House constituted an ad hoc committee to investigate multiple bank charges and deductions in the bank accounts of civil servants.
Concern over deduction of various taxes and charges from their monthly salary and earnings, especially in line with the government policies on the National Housing Fund, National Health Insurance Scheme, with little and no clarity on the utilization of such deductions, thereby raising issues of accountability and transparency.
3 new lawmakers from Edo, Jigawa, and Kaduna states were sworn in following their victories in the August by-elections. From the National Assembly, Mitairi Ikben, NTA News.
And we hear the members of the ECOWAS Ministerial Ad Hoc Committee on the rotation of statutory appointees are meeting in Abuja to review a proposal from the ECOWAS Commission towards producing a guideline that is equitable and balanced for consideration by the authority of heads of states and government. And Kelvin Henwaye is there.
Statutory appointees are essentially heads of ECOWAS institutions. Their appointments are tenured, with the current crop of officers due to leave office in 2026. The proposal from the Commission outlined the guidelines for filling the vacancies, but to ensure fairness, equity, and balance, the document is up for review at this meeting of 8-member Ad Hoc Committee chaired by Nigeria's Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Bianca Ojukwu, who emphasized Nigeria's commitment in protecting the chances of small countries in the sub-region to have a shot at the highest offices at ECOWAS institution. That, she noted, will not only create a sense of belonging, but advance the core value and objective of integration.
Nigeria, as a long-standing and committed member state, played a significant role in shaping and supporting the institutional reforms which culminated in the current and more streamlined structure. Excellencies, these reforms were aimed at reducing operational costs, at optimizing administrative efficiency, and also enhancing the effectiveness and impact of ECOWAS programs across the region.
To facilitate this process, Council established this 8-member ad hoc committee comprising of the republics of Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Nigeria, Senegal, and Togo, to review the proposed allocation of the Commission.
Among the positions to be filled are those of President, Vice President, and Commissioners of the ECOWAS Commission, judges of the Community Court of Justice, the Directors General of the Intergovernmental Action Group Against Money Laundering in West Africa, GABA, and the West African Health Organization, WAHU. The rotation of statutory appointees at the ECOWAS Commission follows a principle of rotation among member countries for their representation in executive bodies as stipulated in the legal texts and regulations of the regional organization, with a non-renewable 4-year term. The proposals resulting from this meeting will be submitted to the approval of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government in December. In Abuja, Kelvin Ewonwaye, NTA News.
And from the Temple of Justice, the Supreme Court has commenced adjudication on the matter between the Osun State government and Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice over the legality of the funds allegedly allotted to factional local government chairmen in the state. Olabode Arewa reports that the suit is in response to who are the legitimate council chairmen in that state.
In November 2022, 20 chairmen emerged from a local government election conducted by the Osun State Independent Electoral Commission, OSIEC. The legality of that poll had been in dispute, prompting the PDP-led state government to mount legal challenge to the emergence of the chairmen from the APC. Attorney General for Osun State approached the Supreme Court, praying to invalidate the APC LGA chairman from assuming office. The Minister of Justice is the sole defendant. Although issues have been joined between the two parties, counsel to Osun State government, Musibau Adetumbi, withdrew his earlier suit and filed a fresh suit based on some new developments in the matter. Although counsel to the Attorney General of the Federation, Akin Lijimi, opposed the notice of discontinuance, the Apex Court overruled him and discontinued the suit. In the fresh suit filed by the Osun State government, the plaintiff alleged receipt of a letter said to have emanated from the AGF's office that some of the LGA's monthly allocations should be disbursed to the chairman from the APC faction. Osun State as plaintiff told the court that although the purported disbursement had been stopped through a court order, the government wants the rest to be preserved from being dissipated or spent.
We've canvassed what we believe to be the law, the position of the law, and we trust in the Almighty God, we trust in the wisdom of their lordships.
The Supreme Court, having received all the processes in the case, it adjourned the matter sine die for judgment. From the Supreme Court, Olabode Arewa, NTA News.
Professor Mahmoud Yakubu has concluded his second tenure as INEC chairman. After 10 years in office, he handed over to INEC National Commissioner May Agbambuche Mbu as acting chairman, pending the appointment of a new INEC chairman by President Bola Tinubu. Details with Mie Ogidi.
An invitation for a meeting between resident electoral commissioners and the INEC chairman for 1 p.m. and the mood reflects the invitation. But delayed till 3 p.m., delay that comes with unpredictable movement by INEC national commissioners. Mahmoud moves in at 3:05 p.m., his usual smile not scarce on the mien, accompanied by pleasantries. As the tradition of such meetings, only the INEC chairman's opening remarks open for media consumption. First part of the speech, progress report on the continuous voter registration exercise and other major transformations. But the second part was what took many off their feet.
Having been privileged to serve the Commission for 10 years, with only a few more weeks to serve, I have taken a decision and conveyed same. In the interim, I am handing over to one of the most senior national commissioners by date of appointment. So, Commissioner May, it is my pleasure to hand over to you formally and officially as the acting chairman of INEC. Thank you.
I pledge to uphold the integrity of the Commission and work with utmost professionalism, dedication, and in unity to ensure that we continue the success and growth of the Commission.
Will our salaries be paid before the 23rd of each month again? Will we be able to get our staff buses on the road? These are questions that you have left me.
Coming out from the door he first walked in November 9, 2015, farewell to a building being friendly to him 10 years, walking down staircase that offered him 10 years of exercise, then walking out from a premises that reminds him of the national assignment. Mahmoud Yakubu, professor of history, also made history at INEC. First INEC chairman to serve twice as the chairman of the commission, talking about 10 years. But within these 10 years, a lot happened. I'm not talking of electoral reforms and other issues. I'm talking of what happened, transpired within the 10 years on the social media platform against Mahmoud Yakubu. Rumors of his death, rumors of ill health, and rumors of sack several times on the social media. But he survived all of that, and today successfully ended his tenure as the INEC chairman. Mie Ogede, NTA News.
Well, we'll talk the stability of foreign exchange market right after this commercial break. Stay tuned.
Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African road.
This is NTA News 24.
Welcome back. The current stability in foreign exchange market is part of evidence that the efforts of the Central Bank of Nigeria to foster productivity, enhance financial inclusion, and maintain monetary and price stability seem to be yielding results. At the CBN fair in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, the bank says it is committed to rolling out policies that enhance the lives and, of course, livelihood of Nigerians. Let's get more from Clement Barikui.
The CBN fair in Uyo brought together representatives of Nigerians residents in Akwa Ibom State, cutting across all sectors of the economy. It focuses on driving alternative payment channels as tools for financial inclusion, growth, and accelerated economic development. And participants say with the engagement, they are now better informed about the Apex Bank's policies.
I think this is a step in the right direction, that you're coming to tell us this is what is happening now. These are the policies we put in place to improve the financial system. These are the policies we put in place to support the local community.
In Akwa Ibom State, you have a strong synergy between the CBN and the farmers.
There are so many things that we stand to gain.
Acting Director, Corporate Communications Department, Central Bank of Nigeria, Mrs. Hakama Sidi Ali, on behalf of the CBN Governor, list key policies to strengthen the financial system to include launch of the non-resident BVN, the B-Batch system for forex trading, as well as unveiling of the Nigeria Payments System Vision 2028.
The Governor has spearheaded several key policies to rejig and strengthen the financial system. This includes exchange rate unification to minimize arbitrage opportunity and reduce volatility in the foreign exchange market.
But among the South-South states,
Akwa Ibom State was noted to have the least financial inclusion rate at 83%. We need to do much more.
Various paper presentations further aid participants' appreciation of various CBN policies and how these policies contribute to the growth and development of the Nigerian economy. Clement Barikoi, NTA News.
NTA's Director General Saliu Abdul Hamid Dembo says Africa's largest TV network will continue to enter into partnerships with indigenous companies as part of its supportive policy to align with President Bola Tinubu's quest to promote locally made products. This was as NTA News 24 receives an 18-seater bus procured through a barter arrangement with Nigeria's Innosom Vehicle, a manufacturing company. Tokpa Labi reports.
Innosom Vehicle Manufacturing, IVM, is a Nigerian automobile company founded by Chief Innocent Chukuma in 2007, known as Africa's first indigenous automobile brand. IVM manufactures a range of vehicles, including sedans, SUVs, trucks, and buses designed to be rugged and fuel efficient for African roads, with a mission to replace foreign used cars in Africa. This 18-seater bus is the result of an arrangement between NTA's news channel, News 24, and Innosom Vehicle Manufacturing Company. This is also a testament to the collaborative spirit needed to transform the country's automotive sector, with the belief that Innosom Motors stands as a shining example of what is possible when vision, innovation, and supportive policy align.
Take this president and cement it. Thank you very much, and God bless you.
A lot is coming, and it is not only Innosom Motors. We are expecting other private sector to come forward also, and NTA will give all the necessary support.
NTA is proud to partner with Innosom and other local manufacturers to build a robust and resilient automotive value chain. And through partnerships like these, rapid development of the indigenous automotive industry will be engendered.
We need to believe in ourselves, and by doing that, I think we are encouraging our businessmen and women, and in a way we are also trying to also sustain the economy of the country.
For NTA News 24 General Manager Wada Ibrahim, the vehicle will be of immense benefit for its all-round-the-clock operations.
There are a lot of operatives that do come for Good Morning Nigeria very early in the morning, and at times one vehicle is too small to convey all of them. So with this bus, all of them can be conveyed same time and with ease.
This exchange without using money relies on a mutual agreement between parties that the exchanged items are of equal perceived value. Tokpe Alabi, NTA News.
The 2025 Agricultural Performance Survey reveals that despite numerous challenges, the country's food production has increased nationwide. However, challenges such as high input costs, adverse weather, and insecurity still persist. Musa Wabalu takes a look at this development.
These are agricultural researchers and professionals from Ahmadu Bello University Zaria under the auspices of the Directorate of National Agricultural Extension Research and Liaison Services. They are here to present their findings from the survey of the 2025 wet season farming.
25 edition, like those before it, underscores the enduring partnership between the university and the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security in supporting agricultural policy and planning with credible data.
The survey indicates that rice production increased by 9.1 million tons in 2024 to 9.4 million tons in 2025, with Niger State leading in production. Maize production was recorded at 11.4 million tons compared to 11.2 million tons in 2024, with Kaduna State recording the highest production. Sorghum production increased by 6 million tons, millet 1.55 million tons, and cowpea stood at 4.28 million tons. National yam production is projected to rise by 2.2 million % and cassava production is estimated to reach 6 million tons.
We shall institutionalize the dry season
Agricultural Performance Survey as a complement to the wet season APS, ensuring that national agricultural planning becomes year-round, data-driven exercise.
The report also covers livestock production and fisheries, as well as challenges associated with mechanization and the cost of production. In Abuja, Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
And we have more stories ahead right after this break.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly.
There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do?
I was the first woman that mobilized women within the local government to form the National Council of Women Society by creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community.
If you stop expenditure on infrastructure, how do you now attract investments?
The state governors, the presidency, that the federal government and the local government are all waiting for revenue from crude oil.
Every state has something peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product.
We need to do three things. Prevent the ability of the terrorist groups to generate funding, their ability to recruit, and then their ability to access weapons.
The traditional ruler gives me a title. I sit in the front row in the church, or if I'm going to mosque and I'm calling the people are passing in God's own house. What am I doing? I'm mentoring a new generation who think that the only way to be taken seriously is to be seen to have a lot of money.
Good Morning Nigeria, live every weekday between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on the network service of the NTA.
The National Environmental Standards and Regulations Enforcement Agency, NESRA, is strengthening partnerships with key media institutions to advance environmental awareness across the country. And in a strategic move, the Director General, Professor Innocent Bariko, and his management team paid a courtesy visit to the Director General of the NTA, Abdul Hamid Dembos, and management of the NTA. The visit, according to NESRA, aims to strengthen media support for environmental protection campaigns and enhance public enlightenment on NESRA's mandate.
Truly continues to showcase NTA as the largest media organization in Africa. And so as an agency, it is our responsibility to ensure that we establish standards around environmental practices. And so in driving all this, we need partners. But more importantly, we need partners also in the awareness space. Because, one thing is clear, we may have all these laws, we may have all these policies, we may have all these regulations, but it's also important that awareness is done so that people get to know that these are the challenges.
Welcoming the visitors, NTA DG Saliu Abdulhamid Dembos promised a renewed partnership with NESRA as NTA is poised to amplify the message of environmental responsibility, ensuring it reaches every corner of the country.
It needs a lot of information. So many things we have rolled out, I think, need to be also sounded to the general public so that they will be able to know and also equally key into the activities and also responsibilities of the agency. For us in NTA, I think we have a solution to that, just like you have identified, by providing you the platforms to reach out to general public so that your agency will be able to succeed.
National Hydroelectricity Power Producing and Development Areas and HYPERDEC has pledged to sustain campaigns and interventions in benefiting states through community partnership and youth engagement. The Managing Director, Abubakar Sadiq Yelwa, said this in Lafia while engaging with key players during a celebration to mark the 2025 World Habitat Day.
Climate change, resilience, and challenges of urbanization are the key issues dominating conversations by stakeholders, and Nasarawa State is top on the agenda, with stakeholders pledging commitment to Hyperdeck strategy for safe environment. And to drive this, the agency is collaborating with state governments and traditional institutions to figure out critical areas of interventions, especially in security, health, social intervention programs, and community participation to be facilitated by the 2026 budget.
We join the global community today in commemorating World Habitat Day, an annual event instituted by the United Nations to reflect on the state of our human settlements and to collectively deliberate on how we can ensure adequate shelter for all.
Affordable housing development is emerging as a critical issue that threatens the fabric of communities across the nation.
The stakeholders appreciated the advocacies and commitments of Hyperdeck and pledged to continue to work for the growth and development of the agency and prosperity of the covering states under its mandates. The theme for the 2025 World Habitat Day: Urban Crisis, Response Building, Resilience to Avert Urban Crisis. Aliu Tijani, NT News.
State where Kannywood stars and digital creators are collaborating to transform communities in the north, and conversation focusing on how federal initiatives are reshaping lives and driving regional growth under the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Tinubu. Details with Awal Salisu.
In this hall, Kannywood stars, journalists and social media influencers from Kano converged and united by a common goal to spotlight the development strides of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration in northern Nigeria. Since assuming office, President Tinubu has rolled out a series of initiatives targeting long-standing infrastructural and social challenges across the nation. And in the north, the impact is becoming visible. From rehabilitated highways and revitalized railway lines to youth empowerment and social intervention programs, progress is steadily unfolding, powered by federal government support.
The new home estates, the lower food prices, the ongoing 140 kilometer by 2, which is 280 kilometer of Abuja-Kaduna-Kano Expressway, and improved security in northern Nigeria.
The gathering in Kano serves as a platform to review, track and promote both completed and ongoing projects, efforts that are driving economic growth and transforming livelihoods across northern communities. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
APC National Chairman Professor Nentawe Yelwada has flagged off a 2-week free medical outreach to enhance access to quality and affordable health care for citizens of Plateau State, and this was at the Jos University Teaching Hospital venue of the outreach. Ijoma reports.
On arrival at the airport with this team of medical personnel, the APC National Chairman underscored the importance of free healthcare services, saying it is in tandem with President Tinubu's quest for an improved healthcare sector in the country. He emphasized that this donor will not only provide medical assistance, but will build capacities of medical doctors to perform surgeries, support nurses, private clinics and hospitals in the state. The APC chief says this is a project that has direct bearing on the lives of citizens, and the cost-effective is free for all cases.
Already we've done a pre-medical outreach, which we have screened people from the southern zone and central zone. We've done over 400 surgeries. Now we're having some of the most difficult surgeries that we need experts. And the experts are coming from France, from the USA, and from Canada to support us and ensure that Nigerians have the best benefit from this sector.
He praised that some of the difficult surgeries that could not be attended to during the pre-medical outreach in the central and southern zones will be carried out successfully. Team lead of the International Medical Personnel, Dr. Emeka Anyanwu, expresses optimism that the outreach will be successful.
5 specialties that we're going to perform. We have gynecologists, we have ophthalmologists, we have orthopedic doctors, and they have general surgeries.
In Jos, Ijoma Ozemena, NTA News.
From the Confluence State, more than 100 security operatives made up of the military, police and local vigilante have been deployed on the directive of the Kogi State Governor, Ahmed Usman Ododo, to checkmate banditry and killings in Isonlu, Esa, Okoleke in Yagba, West local government area of the state, and the governor made this known during his visit to the community. Ajibola Christopher reports.
Ahmed Usman Ododo, alongside top government officials in Isonlu-Esa, Okoloke, Yagba West local government area of Kogi State, commiserates with the Nigerian Police Force and the people of Isonlu-Esa community over the loss of their loved ones recently killed by bandits. The deployment of more security forces to the area, the governor notes, will tackle bandits head-on, restore peace and economic activity in the trouble zone.
Our men, our gallant officers are doing very, very well. Their morals are high. They are in a very high spirit because we are winning the battle already.
Governor Dodo warns the people of the community who are aiding and abetting terrorists in the forest to desist or be ready to meet their Waterloo. Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo also speaks on the issue of illegal mining of mineral resources in the state.
The so-called acclaimed licensed miners, I want to sound it very clear that if you have your own licenses and you refuse to come for profiling with the security agencies and Kogi State government, we will treat you as criminals.
Commander 12th Brigade, Nigeria Army, Chari Megumeri Barak in Lokoja, Commander Kasim Sidi says the Joint Task Force remains committed to securing the routes linking the community to Kwara State, where bandits operate.
We intend from here, sir, to project further until we clear out of Kogi State. In line with your vision of ridding this state with criminals and criminalities.
The Joint Task Force has been in Isonlu-Esa Okoleke community of Yagba West local government area over the past 1 week. Ajibola Christopher, NTA News.
Behind every mission, patrol, and every act of service lies a powerful force. Motivation which is not just forged through training or advanced equipment, but through the well-being and infrastructure, as well as environmental support and personnel to drive the operations' effectiveness and fuel the fight for national security and stability. Minister of Defense Mohammed Badaru re-echoed this at the inauguration of the headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force Annex Complex, Gudu, Abuja, and Defense correspondent Olajide Bello was there for the NTA.
In Abuja, the newly inaugurated annex provides advanced administrative and coordination facilities, easing the burden on the main headquarters, which has long been stretched by increasing personnel and mission load. This annex is not just a building, it is a strategic node that enables faster decision-making, better interdepartmental coordination, and ultimately a more agile response to national and regional threats.
This new complex, therefore, not only resolves the immediate challenge of congestion, but also provide the infrastructure needed to support future growth.
Indeed, this edifice stands as a symbol of what can be accomplished when commitment, innovation, and accountability converge in service to our nation.
As Nigeria confronts evolving threats, from terrorism to transnational crime, the Nigerian Air Force remains resolute, now strengthened by a new hub of excellence, poised to deliver swift, smart, and strategic action. With renewed structure and strengthened resolve, the sky is not the limit. It is their domain. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, wants youths to actively participate in nation building and support the ongoing drive to secure lives and property. The CDS stated this in a message at the Defense Media Operations Town Hall engagement with youths core members in Daikingari NYC Orientation Camp in Kebbi State.
These are prospective leaders, captains of industries, and ambassadors of peace preparing for nation building. The Defense Media Operations Town Hall engagement team is at the Daikingari NYC Orientation Camp to interface with the youth on security issues, curb misinformation, and to build mutual trust between the military and the youth population.
Use technology wisely. Be mindful of what you share online. Avoid posting your locations or sensitive personal information that could be exploited. Be proactive. It can lead to a safer environment.
While speaking on their roles in promoting peace, the Defense Media Operations enjoined the youth to view the task of securing the nation as a collective responsibility.
They are encouraged to be security conscious. The security is not just our business.